Look at this car. We got Apple CarPlay going right now. It's absolutely beautiful. It is super, super comfortable. Drives good.
How was it working as a mechanic in your younger days?
It was good and very rewarding. However, my body is now paying the price.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
26.
Lexus or Genesis?
I'm gonna have a Lexus just because Toyota.
Lexus or Genesis?
Lexus.
Lexus or Genesis?
Lexus.
Genesis or Lexus?
Lexus.
There's really no comparison there to a Lexus. Lexus has been consistently voted the most reliable brand for the last 3 to 4 years, I believe. But why mechanics hate working on Genesis vehicles? That sounds strange, because Genesis ranks well for reliability. Annual repair costs about $565, which is lower than many luxury brands. So the problem is not constant breakdowns. The issue is what happens when a Genesis actually needs repairs.
Back at the shop, we're working on this Butte right here. You see that? Genesis. Don't get a lot of these in here. They're really packed with a lot of crazy cool electronics that can make your life hell. So usually if I do work on one, it's something with crazy electronics. Today, though, I'm working on something that should be normally pretty easy. A thermostat. Got a code for it, little overheating problem. Gonna figure that out. Turns out it's a thermostat. But check this out. Right back, let's get you oriented. You see there's the engine. So if we follow it right back here. Ooh, let's see if we can get some light. Ooh, below all of this is the thermostat. Right down in there. You see this housing right here. There's a thermostat in there. So, sorry about the lighting scenario. But as you see, I got to tear out a bunch of this stuff. Probably this bar right here. Some of those lines.
Why mechanics hate working on Genesis vehicles comes down to the engineering and the service access, as you just saw there. Genesis builds luxury cars with heavy electronics, tight packaging, and dealer-focused service systems. Now, those choices help the driving experience. They slow down repairs. Reliability data gives Genesis a 3.5 out of a 5 rating, ranking 7th of 30 luxury vehicles in some RepairPal datasets. The car visits repair shops about 0.6 times per year on average, which is lower than many vehicles. But when repairs happens, technicians often deal with long diagnostics and expensive parts.
No way, bro. No way, bro. Are you serious?
Let's not mix this, you know? For anything? No.
Bro. I thought you were joking. Bro, it's a mocha, bro. It's a latte up in this bitch.
It's like chocolate milk coming out of the differential right there. Before we break this down, subscribe to the channel. You'll get straight talk about cars, repairs, and ownership costs. No marketing language. Just what actually happens in the repair shops, as these videos are showing you.
Back at the shop, finally got the parts in for this Genesis, and I was freaking thermostats clear in the back underneath all this bullshit. Let me show this thing to you. It's crazy. Look at this over-engineered piece of crap right here. The thermostat's built in. It's not replaceable. You got to replace this whole housing. $200 housing with a stupid little sensor in it. I just want to know who the hell engineered this, and why wasn't that guy laughed out of the meeting when he, presented this? Why wasn't there somebody just firing his ass the day he came in with this design? Why wouldn't somebody be like, hey, thermostats have been working fine for 100 years. We already got that shit figured out. You're fired, bro. What the hell? Wish me luck.
I remember the days even yourself as an owner could just flip the hood and change the thermostat. Genesis vehicles, they compete with German luxury brands. Your BMWs, your Mercedes-Benz, your Audis, your Porsche. That means large screens, driver assist systems, radar sensors, and multiple control modules. Those systems communicate across the vehicle network. When a fault appears, technicians rarely replace one part and move on. They run scans, they test the modules, they check the wiring. That diagnostics process takes time.
Let's talk about some things I do not like about the G80 electrified. Starting with the design of the electric system. The minute electric car designers go to PTC heaters to remedy the lack of heat, and they really did not push the envelope, that's really a failure in my book, because you severely compromise the whole point of the electric car. The minute those PTC heaters come on, your battery range will be severely affected, and there's no way around it. PTC heaters consume a lot of electricity, and that's basically taking a shortcut. If you look at the likes of Tesla, I mean, they have an 8-way valve. They really went over and above to get every last bit of heat. They pushed the thermodynamic laws to the limit to make their car run without PTC heaters. Here, I feel like we started that, then we backed out, and we just went the easy route that is inefficient. That's the first problem from the mechanical side. The second problem is it feels experimental. It feels every bit of a retrofit. And that's exactly what it is. This was not built from the ground up as an electric car, and you see it. Looking around, there are some things that are questionable, the way things are routed, and then long-term reliability remains a question mark, and a big one, because some of the components feel a little on the cheaper side. Going back to the car itself, the rear seat is probably the biggest offense here.
And that's just the thing, they try to compete in the electric market as well, but the fundamental flaw remains there. Electric cars are not yet ready for this type of environment. Genesis designs many engines with tight packaging. Technicians, they often remove several parts to reach just one component. A simple repair becomes a multi-step job. More steps mean more labor hours, and more labor means higher repair bills. Genesis uses integrated electronic modules. When one fails, technicians often replace the full unit. Examples include engine control modules and radar sensors. Some repairs can cost over $1,100 for control modules, or up to $1,400 for AC compressor replacement, depending on the model.
How much would this car have to be for you to buy it right now? You get awesome doors. You get beautiful stitched quilted leather. You have a button that closes your door for you. You're in supreme luxury. All surfaces are leather covered, and you have assisted doors, ginormous rear seating, buttons to close the doors in the rear too, leather wrapped grab handles, Alcantara roof liner with mirrors and bang all some speakers. And then if you want, you have your own leg rest. You get pillows. Honestly, this is such a nice car. How much would you pay for this? It's currently for 64 grand. I was locked in here. For the trunk, you've got a little button right there. Oh, when they carpet the top, it is luxurious. Okay, I want this Genesis G90.
I mean, the cars are beautifully designed. It's just that I try to encourage people, especially when I was working at a dealership, always take into consideration the cost of maintenance. That is going to be super important for when the car breaks down. They are going to break. They're built with parts and mechanical substances that eventually something will happen. Luxury parts prices drive those numbers. Genesis is still a young luxury brand. Many regions have fewer service centers compared with brands like Toyota or Ford, and that creates delays for parts and warranty repairs. Technicians will sometimes wait for days for factory approval or replacement parts. Customers get frustrated, technicians get stuck in the middle. Genesis offers long warranties.
Had a long day today. Anybody looking for a car, please don't buy a Genesis. I've had such a nightmare with this car. It used to belong to my father before he passed away. I only kept it because it had 17,000 miles and it reminded me of him. But everything just turned into a nightmare. It has so many recalls and problems, and they obviously just seem to not care as long as they their legal team has their butts covered so nothing happens to them. I've been mistreated, lied to. I mean, I couldn't tell you the level of anxiety that I'm feeling at the moment. And I don't know what to do. nobody helps me. I don't know. I was hoping just sharing this information, maybe somebody else has gone through something similar and can give me some advice. But I'll be posting all the BS I've been going through with Genesis in the future, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I've had a long day today.
I mean, everyone's experience is actually different. Some love the brand, some don't. But the thing is, Genesis offers long warranties. Some models will include a 10-year or 160,000 kilometer powertrain coverage in many markets. That sounds great for owners, but warranty repairs often require strict diagnostic steps and manufacturer approval. And the technicians, they must document everything. That slows down the repair process. Genesis shares platform and components with Hyundai and Kia. That tells you exactly where the car is coming from. But the luxury models, they add more electronics, sensors, and interior hardware. That extra equipment increases repair steps.
Okay, 2015 Hyundai Genesis. Starter's going out. Yeah, check this out. So in order to get the starter out, focus a little bit. In order to get the starter out, you got to remove the motor mount. In order to get the motor mount, you got to remove the headers, which is that thing right there. Exhaust manifold, I'm sorry. Okay, in order to get the exhaust manifold out, you got to get the coolant tube out of there. All right, in order to get the coolant tube out of there, you got to remove the intake. Well, in order to remove the intake, you got to remove the cross runner. In order to remove the cross runner, you got to remove the plastic topping up here. And just to get to a faulty starter. Ain't that something?
And yet still people complain that mechanics are bitter and angry, and imagine how many steps they have to go through in order to exact repairs. They don't understand that the extra equipment increases repair steps. Technicians who expect Hyundai level simplicity often find a different experience under the hood. So why do mechanics hate working on Genesis vehicles? Not because they break constantly. Data actually shows Genesis maintenance cost can stay below the industry average, which is about $524 to $565 per year, depending on the dataset. The frustration comes from the repair process, heavy electronics, expensive modules, dealer-focused service procedures.
This has to be the dumbest safety recall I think I've ever seen. Most safety recalls you see nowadays have to do with braking or airbags or catastrophic failures that could really hurt you in an accident. This one, however, is not really that serious, but it is very, very stupid. It has to do with this car, the Genesis G90, the flagship sedan from Genesis, but it has to do with the car's color being silver? Yes, believe it or not, it actually has to do with a phantom braking defect because of the car's color. This has to do with their HDA or Highway Driver Assist System, and basically what happens is below 12 miles an hour, you could get a braking episode where it slams on the brakes automatically even though no one's trying to come into your lane or no one's slamming on their brakes in front of you. Hyundai actually found out it had to do with the aluminum in the paint for the silver paint on the car itself. What that aluminum was doing was really screwing up with the sensors in the front end of the car, which could lead to really hard braking under 12 miles per hour, and in bumper-to-bumper traffic, if you jam on your brakes, you could get completely rear-ended. Now, because this is a paint defect, repainting all of these cars would cost a tremendous amount of money. So what Hyundai is doing, the parent company of Genesis, is replacing the bumper beams. What that means is they are going to be sealed to prevent radar transmission through that structure. So if you have one of these cars, and you probably don't because it's a pretty low volume car, either way, contact your Hyundai dealer or your Genesis dealer. If you do have this, especially this paint color, it's probably going to be good that you get it done sooner rather than later.
Genesis delivers strong luxury value for our drivers, but for the technician working on the car, the job often takes longer than expected. Subscribe for more straight breakdowns about cars, repair costs, and what mechanics deal with every day.
I knew we were going to get some haters with the car reveal of the Genesis G90. People saying, oh, congrats on the Hyundai, but it's a Hyundai. It's not reliable. It's going to break down in 100,000 miles. First off, out of all the other cars, every car has problems. BMW is known for their problems. I do like Beamers, though, so shout out to people with Beamers. No hate there. I do like the look and the performance of these cars, but they are expensive to fix. But this car here, the Genesis, has probably the best warranty out of anybody. It has a 5-year, 60,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and also a 100,000 mile powertrain warranty, which I think is the best warranty in class. And it's a lease. So it doesn't matter. 3 years. You can either decide to buy the car out if you really, really like it and keep it, or you can just decide to get a brand new car. So the lease duration was actually shorter than the bumper-to-bumper and powertrain warranty. So it doesn't even really matter the reliability because...
Yeah, but part of the problem is that the warranty period is so long that it surpasses the procedure and the policy that affects the lemon law. They don't want to be caught up in it. That's also an additional reason why the warranty period is so long. They don't want to take back the car. They want to extend it as long as possible, keep it on the warranty so that they don't have to replace the car due to the number of problems that they have.
Regardless, they will fix it and give you a loaner if something does break down. But the look of this car, we got Apple CarPlay going right now. It's absolutely beautiful. It is super, super comfortable. Drives good. So reliability is not really an issue here. And we'll keep you updated. If things do start breaking in this car, maybe I will be the first one to let you guys know and start on this car. I knew we were going to get some haters with the car.
Well, I'm happy to see someone is actually enjoying their Genesis, and we will stay closely to these brands. As you know, we're going down the line of the least reliable cars, as suggested by Consumer Reports, JD Powers, and all the other articles out there who recommends the type of cars consumers should buy using their hard-earned money and which cars are most reliable for them to maintain on the road. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. The links are in the description box below. Stay sharp, stay educated, and I will catch you in the next one.